Hi guys, it's Kim with Night Owl Nursery, and I'm with Olivia here. And I bought her this bonnet, and it's like you can't even see her little face. Bless her heart. But she just had a bottle, so she's up here on my shoulder. So anyway, while I was rocking her, I thought I would do my childhood tag video. I was tagged by Dreaming Angels Reborn to do this video. And it's talking about your childhood friend. And I guess my closest childhood friend was Carla. She lived next door, and we were all the time together. Um, we had the best time. We got along very well, and we didn't look like much of a pair. We were, kind of different. She was a skinny little blonde, and I was a big fat brown-headed kid. So I still am, by the way, big kid. But anyway, no, Carla. We were pretty well inseparable. She was probably 2 or 3 years younger than I was, so we didn't, have much association at school or, like that. But on the weekends during the summer and the afternoons and stuff when we got home, we were really close. But we just, did lots of stuff together. She was over at the house, or I was over at her house, and we were like sisters. She had two older sisters that was a lot older than her, and I didn't have a sister at the time, so I just had one younger brother. And but in the summertime, we would, was constantly out, playing, and I can remember at the time we didn't have swimming pools at the time, and we hooked a hose pipe up to the trampoline and just had it kind of arced across, the trampoline, and we would jump and turn flips and all that, in that cold water, and it felt so good, and it really kept us entertained and occupied, for hours. And we would walk to the store together. There was a store just like maybe a mile down the road, if that far, and we would go and just, I remember getting those little paper sacks. It'd just be slap full, of candy, and we'd get a drink, and sometimes we'd let my little brother go along with us. And my mom has said since then, she's like, I can't believe I let y'all walk to that store, but I mean, it was a real small, knit little community, and she just didn't, think about worrying about us walking to the store and back, and but we had the best time laughing and talking, just walking back from the store. Probably kicked a can or two, but we had a really good time. And there for a long time, Carla and I couldn't play. We wanted to. There she was, just right next door, but our moms wouldn't let us play because for some reason her mom would call my mom after my daddy had left to go to work, and my dad was on third shift. And she would call and harass my mom and make these, phone calls at night. And I really don't remember how she found, mother found out that it was her. But if it was, recognizing her voice or what. But anyway, so that's the reason Carla and I were not allowed to play with each other. And so one day, I had went down to a little girl that lived on further down the street to her house. And just so happened Carla came that day. And so it was like, uh-oh, because we weren't supposed to be together. So we wound up getting on the swing set together and, swinging and talking, and we really liked each other. And so before we left to go home, it was like, well, you ask your mama if we can play, and I'll ask my mama if we can play. And so we both went home and asked our moms, and they said we could. And her mom stopped, pranking my mom. She didn't call anymore, and they were really good neighbors. I don't know really what happened, but so they let us be, let us be friends, let us play. So we had a really good time, and my dad outside my bedroom window, we had the lot next door too, and so the yard was flat, but then it dropped off down a steep hill and went to the property next door. And my daddy put us a swing in that tall tree, and when you would swing out, you would swing out over that, high bluff off there. It's a wonder I would do it. But I did. And so we would go out there and we would swing, swing off that old high, hill there. And we would ride mini bikes together. I had a little mini bike. It was a Honda QA50. And I would ride that thing for hour on end. Well, one day, Carla came home, and her daddy went and bought her one. And so we would ride. We rode all over the place on those mini bikes. We had the best time, doing that. And she would, come over a lot to the house. We'd play games and all, and she invited me over some to spend the night, but I never was much to spend the night. I didn't like to spend the night away from home. I can remember going twice, and I don't remember if I stayed all night or not, both times. I know one I didn't, because her daddy walked to the door to check on us, and I said, "Can I go home? I'm sick." And he said, "Yeah, sure." And so I took off and went back home. And so we didn't do much of the spending the night, but we did have a good time, playing. But she was really sweet, really smart, and was a really, really, good friend. But the way life goes, and we get separated in life, and I haven't heard from her, and oh my goodness, probably, I couldn't tell you how many years it's been. But I do know her cousin, because her first cousin and my brother were best friends. And so I have, asked through him, how she was doing. And she lives out of town from where I live now, and I think she has about 4 children. And so anyway, time just, separates us, and life changes, and we go on and go in different directions. And I'd really like to see her, and how she has changed, and, see her children and hear about her life and what she's doing now. But anyway, well, okay, guys, I didn't have a lot of wild tales. But anyway, so that was my childhood friend tag, and I hope you all enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.